Kilo Mike India Alpha Airport Information India 1410 Zulu Weather Wind 147 at 8 Caution Wind shear alert 3 miles northeast of 14 Foxtrot Alpha Visibility 10 Sky condition Ceiling 2700 Broken Ceiling.
Clearance delivery, American 921. Our parking position is Terminal 1 Gate Juliet 2 with the information request clearance.
American 921, clear to Sierra, Kilo, Charlie, Lima. Item Juliet, Oscar, November, Zulu, India 2, transition. Echo, Oscar, November, Sierra, departure in this file. Climb and maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 370. Departure frequency is 119.45. Transponder code is 1354. Altimeter 30.03.
Clear to Sierra, Kilo, Charlie, Lima. Via name Juliet, Oscar, November, Zulu, India 2 transition. Echo, Oscar, November, Sierra, climb and maintain 7,000. Flight level 370 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.45. Squawk 1354. Altimeter 30.03. American 921.
American 921, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.8.
Roger, 121.8. American 921.
TCAS test pass.
Ground American 921. Request startup and pushback.
American 921. Start up and push back approved.
Roger, American 921.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Ground UPS 390, ready to taxi.
UPS 390. Taxi via to runway 08 left.
Via taxiways to runway 08 left, UPS 390.
Locking gear. Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Push brakes. All engines clear. Start that wheel. Ground American 1409er. Request startup and pushback. American 1409er. Start up and push back approved. Startup and push approved. American 1409er. Ground American 1409er. Request taxi. American 1409er. Taxi via 8 Whiskey November Mike 1 to runway 08 right. Via 8 Whiskey November Mike 1 to runway 08 right. American 1409er.
Ground 8122, request taxi.
8122, taxi via Kilo to runway 08 left.
Via Kilo to runway 08 left, 8122.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Flight nuts being removed.
Run UPS 424, request taxi.
UPS 424, taxi via to runway 08 left.
Via runway 08 left, UPS 424.
Ground, American 397, requesting engine start and pushback.
American 397, start up and pushback approved.
Start up and push approved, American 397.
Ground American 921, request taxi.
American 9021, taxi via 22 Papa Sierra to runway 09.
Via 22 Papa Sierra to runway 09, American 921.
Ground, American 397, ready to taxi.
American 397, taxi via November Mike 1 to runway 08 right.
Taxi to runway 08 right via November Mike 1, American 397.
Ground American 1552. Request startup and pushback.
American 1552. Startup and pushback approved.
Startup and push approved. American 1552. Ground American 1552. Request taxi.
American 1552. Taxi via 4 Mike 1 to runway 08 right.
Via 4 Mike 1 to runway 08 right. American 1552. Ground American 1021. Request taxi.
American 1021. Taxi via 7 November Mike 1 to runway 08 right.
Via 7 November Mike 1 to runway 08 right. American 1021.
Approaching 30.
Ground American 1250 is cleared off the runway. Request taxi for parking. American 1250. Taxi via Tango Quebec for Park 19 to Gate Delta 37. Via Tango Quebec for Park 19 to Gate Delta 37. American 1250. American 1250. Ultra position. Hold in our position. American 1250. American 1250. Continue taxi. Roger. American 1250. American 1250. Ultra position. Hold in our position. American 1250. American 1250. Continue taxi. Roger. American 1250.
American 947, requesting engine start.
American 947, startup is approved.
Startup approved. American 947.
Ground Delta 1829, request taxi.
Delta 1829, taxi via Victor Papa to Gate Hotel 9.
Via Victor Papa to Gate Hotel 9, Delta 1829.
Ground ground, American 947, ready to taxi.
American 947, taxi via 10 Mike 1 to runway 08 right.
Taxi to runway 08 right via 10 Mike 1, American 947.
Ground American 2221, request taxi.
America 2221, taxi via 13 Whiskey November Mike 1 to runway 08 right.
Via 13 Whiskey November Mike 1 to runway 08 right, American 2221.
Ground America 2416, request taxi. America 2416, taxi via 6 Mike 1 to runway 08 right. Via 6 Mike 1 to runway 08 right, America 2416. America 9021, contact tower on 118.3.
118.3, American 921. Tower, American 921. Holding short of runway 09, ready for departure.
American 921, line up runway 09.
Lining up runway 09, American 921.
Approaching 09. On runway 09.
American 921, wind 140 at 8. Runway 09 is cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 09, American 921.
Positive climb.
Gear up. Departure American 921, passing 700 for 7,000.
American 921, radar contact continued via the Juliet, Oscar, November, Zulu, India 2, transition, Echo, Oscar, November, Sierra, departure, climb to 7,000.
cleared by Julia Oscar November Zulu India to transition. Echo Oscar November Sierra departure. Climbing to 27 South American 921.
American 1353, maintain 3000.
Maintain present altitude. American 1353.
American 1498, maintain 6000.
Maintain present altitude. American 14908.
American 921, climb to flight level 210.
Climbing to flight level 210 American 921. Departure UPS 424, passing flight level 170 for 12000.
424, roger. Descend to 12000.
Descend to flight level 220, UPS 424.
424. Climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220. UPS 424.
American 921. Contact Miami on 123.77.
1.3.77. American 921. Miami, American 921. With you, passing flight level 180 for flight level 210.
American 921, roger, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climbing to flight level 310, American 921.
American 1021, expedite climb to flight level 220.
Expedite climb to flight level 220, American 1021.
American 921, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, American 921.
651, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climbing to flight level 220, 651.
755, expedite climb to flight level 220. We'll hurry up to flight level 220, 755. American 1021, expedite climb to flight level 280.
Expedite climb to flight level 280, American 1021.
American 947, climb and maintain flight level 220. Climb to flight level 220, American 947. American 921, contact Miami Center on 132.2, good day.
132.2, American 921. Miami, American 921. With you, passing flight level 300 for flight level 370.
American 921, identified.
Continuous flight.
Continue on, American 921. Miami, American 1021. Passing flight level 260 for flight level 300.
American 1021, identified. Climb to flight level 300.
Climbing to flight level 300, American 1021.
American 1021, climb to flight level 350.
Climbing to flight level 350, American 1021.
Miami Center, American 947, with you passing flight level 240 for flight level 290.
American 947, identified. Climb to flight level 290.
Climb to flight level 290, American 947.
Miami, American 1552, with you passing flight level 220 for flight level 270.
American 1552, identified. Climb to flight level 270.
Climbing to flight level 270, American 1552.
Miami Center 755, with you passing flight level 300 for flight level 350.
755, identified. Climb to flight level 350.
Climb to flight level 350, 755.
American 947, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, American 947.
Miami, American 2221. With you, passing flight level 230 for flight level 270.
American 2221, identified. Climb to flight level 270.
Climbing to flight level 270, American 2221.
American 1552, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climb and maintain flight level 320, American 1552. 2221, climb to flight level 320.
Climbing to flight level 320, American 2221.
Miami, Center 651, with you at flight level 350.
651, identified. American 9021, contact Miami on 125.7.
125.7, American 9021. Miami, American 9021. At flight level 370, American 9021.
Identified. Continue at flight.
Continue on, American 9021.
8440, ready to taxi.
8440, taxi via Zulu to gate west 161.
Taxi via Zulu 2 gate west 161 8440.
Ground UP. GHL 39er, contact tower on 118.3.
118.3 GHL 39er.
Tower 619er.
1000.
American 921. Contact radar on 123.7. 123.7. American 921. Radar American 921 at flight level 370.
American 921 identified. Continue.
Continue on American 921.
UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude UPS 424.
UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude UPS 424.
Havana Center 651 with you at flight level 350.
651 identified. UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
American Niner 21. Contact Kingston on 128
decimal
1.
128 decimal 1. American Niner 21. Kingston, American Niner 21. With you at flight level 370.
American Niner 21. Identified.
Continue on, American Niner 21.
UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
Kingston JetBlue 479er. With you passing flight level 210 for 16,000. JetBlue 479er. Identified. Descend and maintain 16,000. Descending to 16,000. JetBlue 479er. UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
American 1130. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, American 1130.
Kingston, Center 651. With you at flight level 350.
651. Roger. UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
American 1, 920, cleared to land, runway 36 left. Cleared to land, runway 36 left, American 1, 920.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off.
UPS 424. Maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
In the seat pockets and overhead bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board.
50. 40. 30. 20.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
American 843, climb maintain 8,000.
Climb to 8,000, American 843.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
$400. $300. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 200.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
Delta 317, climb maintain 8,000.
Climbing to 8,000, Delta 317.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424. Present altitude, UPS 424.
UPS 424, maintain present altitude.
Present altitude, UPS 424.
Hello YouTube, Captain Mac here, coming at you once again, and this time it is the tutorial for the Quality Wings 787, which just released the other day, and I had no idea, believe it or not. So I've been waiting on this thing forever, and I'm really excited about it. Now, that being said, the video I just released recently was the PMDG 777 full flight tutorial, and I said a couple things during that video which have now proven to be false. The first thing I said was that the videos probably wouldn't be coming very often, but I have a little extra time today, so I'm hoping to try and get this video done and get it out to you within the next few days. So don't count on that happening all the time, but it'd be awesome if I'm able to get this one out pretty quick. The other thing that I said was that I would not purchase anything unless it was compatible with P3D version 4. It's great if it's compatible with FSX, but primarily P3D version 4. Well, Quality Wings has not released the version of this aircraft for P3D version 4 yet, and as far as I can tell, digging through the forums and stuff, I haven't seen anything that gives an estimated release date. So I bit the bullet on this one because I really wanted this airplane. I've wanted it for a long time, and I purchased the FSX version, which is $70 US, not a cheap amount of money. They did say that they would be offering a discount when the P3D version 4 comes out. I don't know what that discount's going to be, but hopefully having spent $70 on this for FSX, it won't be too steep of a price to go ahead and purchase the P3D version 4 version of this aircraft as well, because I definitely want to be able to fly it in P3D. So either way, this is going to be your full flight tutorial for the Quality Wings 787. We're going to fly the Dash 8 version today. And just like all of my full flight tutorials, this tutorial is designed or specifically put together to teach you how to take the aircraft from a cold and dark state, start the thing up, get the power on the aircraft, start the engines, taxi out, take off, descend, land, shut everything down. It's all about how to fly the aircraft. It is not all about every detail of the aircraft. There is no way. This is going to take a while as it is, especially with me because I talk a lot, right? So this is already going to take a while. But the fact of the matter is this thing is extremely complex, and from what I've seen so far, Quality Wings has done a beautiful job on this aircraft. There's no way I could possibly encompass every detail of this airplane into a single tutorial, nor would I ever intend to. So the idea here is to teach you how to take it from a cold and dark state all the way through a flight back to a cold and dark state. That's what a full flight tutorial is all about, and that's what we're going to do. Now, that being said, and that seems to be my new phrase lately, that being said, we're going to jump in. You can see the engines are running right now. Now, there is some, I forget where I saw it at. It was in one of the manuals or something. Quality Wings put out some info. They said if you want to start it up in a cold and dark, or have it start in a cold and dark state. I don't know why I got this little bouncy bounce thing going on the ground here. There, I got rid of it. If you wanted to start in a cold and dark state, you go into the 787.config file, and then there's a couple slashes before where it says cold and dark. You remove those, and then it starts up in a cold and dark state. You want to start it up in a cold and dark, or have it start in a cold and dark state. I don't know why I got this little bouncy bounce thing going on the ground here. There, I got rid of it. If you wanted to start in a cold and dark state, you go into the 787.config file, and then there's a couple slashes before where it says cold and dark. You remove those, and then it starts up in a cold and dark state. Well, that's half true. I actually hope somebody from Quality Wings happens to watch this video, because I did do that. And when I first jump into the aircraft, and I tried to pause it, but all the systems got to initialize, and it messes with it if I pause it. Okay, so when I first hop into the aircraft, it first loads in. The aircraft is in fact cold and dark for about 30 seconds, and then once the systems finish initializing, everything starts powering up on the aircraft. So right now the aircraft, as you can see, has the engines running. We'll hop on the flight deck here. Takes just a second to load in, especially when I'm at Phoenix because I got all this scenery and stuff. But here we go. So you can see everything is up and running on this aircraft right now. But I put in the information the way, or rather removed the 2 slashes in front of the line that says cold and dark panel state. So it should be cold and dark right now, but it's not. Now, not a huge deal because we can put it in a cold and dark state easy enough. It just doesn't seem to save this state. Now maybe there is a way to save it. Maybe I didn't read into it all that far. You know how I am. But let's hop down here so we can get to a cold and dark state. Just click on the index and then where is it at? Not save plan. Yeah, it should be right here, right? Pros takeoff, save flight plan, load ATC route. Okay, I just lost my mind here because I should be able to put it in cold and dark from right here. I just did it a little while ago. Now I'm gonna have to look it up again, aren't I? Now I feel like a moron. I mean, sometimes I take stupid to a new level. Load PNL, that's load panel. I don't, for some reason I can't seem to get that through my head. Load panel. So I'm going to load the cold and dark. It's going to load it. Now I haven't tried turning this thing on with the power off of the aircraft. Hold on, let me get that stupid thing out of the way up there. I had to pause the video for a second to figure that out. Let's try it. Let's see if I just hold this down. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything. Because I'd like to save the panel state, right? I'd like to save the panel state, but I can't because with no power on the aircraft, it's not letting me turn on the CDU here at all, right? So there might be a way to do it, and I just haven't read everything. So I don't know. Let's just try holding down CDU. Nothing. Yeah, I'm not getting anything. Okay, so it is what it is. But anyway, so there you have it. It's not that hard to put it into a cold and dark state, but it doesn't load into that state properly. Another issue that I'm having is with the Navigraph data. Now, there was a message on here. I don't know if you saw it before I shut everything down, but there was a message on here saying that the date that it shows, which is today's date, October 17, is out of the date range for the nav data. Now, my Navigraph update manager has a spot on it for all Quality Wings aircraft, or Quality Wings all aircraft, or something like that, right? And so when you navigate to the folder, there's a folder in there that says nav data, and then there's a file in there called current cycle or something like that. I think it's called current cycle, and you open that up and it shows the current cycle. The problem is, inside that initial folder for Quality Wings, there's another folder that says 787, and inside the 787 folder is a nav data folder that has a file in it that says current nav data, right? And of course that shows the nav data that they provided with it. So what I did is I took an aircraft that I'm probably never gonna purchase, which was a Concorde, and I switched, and I basically just routed that one through the Navigraph data manager. I routed the filing for that one to that 787 file. I hope this is making sense. It's probably not, but anyway. So now when you go into that 787 folder, it shows that the current cycle is the current cycle, but this is still telling me that my nav data is out of date. So let me pull that up and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this isn't typical of what we do in these tutorials, but I just want to show this to you real quick. So if you navigate through your Microsoft Flight Simulator, wherever you've got it at, FSX, and then Quality Wings, you can see there's a nav data folder in here. And this is the folder that the Navigraph Data Manager points to when it says all Quality Wings aircraft. And then your cycle info, it shows the current cycle 1710, which is 14 September to 11 October, right? So we're good to go. But if you go back one here, you see there's a 787 folder in here, and in here is a nav data folder. So what I did is I pointed my Navigraph Data Manager to this nav data folder here, or more appropriately to the Quality Wing 787 folder. And when you open it up and you go to the cycle info, it shows the current cycle, 14 September to 11 October. But for some reason, just now, I noticed there was a message that said that my nav data was basically out of date. So we're going to see if that holds true or not. But I just wanted to show that to you guys really quick. Okay, let's dive right in because we got a ton of work to do on this aircraft. And And even though it's a Boeing aircraft, and in many ways it's just like any other Boeing aircraft that you've ever flown or dealt with, but everything is computerized in here, everything is digital, and so and Quality Wings did an amazing job. They incorporated the electronic flight bag over here, and it works with the FMC, and so there's extra stuff we got to consider, and so on and so forth. And so I want to dive right in. Now, one of the things that's going to be great about this, though, is I just released that 777 tutorial, and you're going to find that Boeing has just carried over a lot of their same old tricks when they built this 787. And so you're going to find, once we get going here, that this aircraft's actually quite familiar to you. So let's dive right in, and we're going to start with our flight deck safety inspection. And the first thing we got to do is we're going to turn the battery on. Now, before I do that, you need to note that the battery drains quite fast on this thing. Okay, so we don't want to be messing around with it too long. What we really want to do is we want to get ground power on the aircraft as quickly as possible. And the way you do that is actually with the Quality Wings, I think they call it the Quality Wings panel or something like that. And it tells you that you can pull that up by clicking on this guy here, which is your compass card. But if you click on that, it just closes it. So here's the deal. I don't know why it's set up that way. If you click on the compass card, it just opens and closes. It's actually just a hidden click spot here. If I click on that, there's your Quality Wings control panel. That's what it's called. And then we'll just click on external power to turn it on, but we're not going to do that quite yet. Now, for simplicity, what you can do if you want to have access to this, just right click it, undock the window, and if you have two screens, you can just move it over to the other screen like I do. Okay, but for now I'm going to close it back down because there's actually another way to open it I want to show you real quick. If you jump up top here, see how it says aft external power? Okay, if you hold that over there, I've got cockpit tooltips on. That's how I discovered this. It actually pops up the Quality Wings control panel. So there's an alternate way to pop it up right there. So good to go on that. So we're going to need to put ground power on the aircraft as quickly as possible. So what I want to do is I'm going to kind of read through what this flight deck safety inspection list has on it. And then I'm going to just kind of go through and do it. And that way I'm not sitting here talking and the battery's draining, because I want to get to that point where I can put ground power on the aircraft. So we're going to switch on the battery. We're going to check the hydraulic panel, make sure the C1 and C2 pump switches are both off. Okay, so C1 and C2 pump switches, that's these are the electric switches right here. Oh, did I get confused? No, these are them. C1 and C2, those are the only ones on this aircraft. And demand pump selectors are off. These are the demand pump selectors, and both of those will need to be off. So I'm kind of talking about it right now without having the battery on. The only thing we haven't done is actually turn the battery on. Okay. We'll make sure the wiper selector is off, and we kind of go through some of this again in the future. Nav lights are supposed to remain on at all times. So you can actually just click the nav lights on so that they come on as soon as you power on the aircraft, and just leave them on like that. We'll check the landing gear lever, alternate flap arm switch, which we're going to do again later anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. There's a couple other things on here, short list, but I'm going to flip the battery on. Okay, that's bringing power onto the aircraft, and I'm going to pop up this panel, and I'm going to put external power on. You see those immediately become available on forward external power. So let's click, you just click one of them and they both come on. Okay, and now we've got power on the aircraft. We're not draining our battery. We can pay a little more attention to what we're doing here. We already took a look at the hydraulic panel, and it's good to go. Wiper selectors need to be off. So 1 and 2, those are both off. And I'll try to remember to put the little pop-up highlights that show you where everything is, just so that you're not confused or wandering around. Nav light switch needs to be on. That's this one down here, and it is. And then the logo switch at night, you would turn that on. We're not doing that, obviously. Alternate flap arm switch needs to be off. So this one actually drove me nuts for a little while. It's not up here on this panel, that's why. Okay, so if we hop down below here, and I got all kinds of buttons on here. And we're going to do this one again later, so I don't really know why we do this right now, but the two switches, the alternate flap arm switch and the alternate flap selector, both need to be off, and that's these two here. And we'll talk about these again later because they're part of later checklists, but it is what it is. And then the parking brake needs to be on, which it is right there. Alright, and then at this point, and I'm going through the tutorial on this in case you're wondering where I'm getting the information. At this point it tells us to put the external power on the aircraft. Well, obviously we've already done that, because otherwise we might be farting around trying to find everything, and then we burn out the juice on our battery. We don't want to do that. So we've got the external power on. We're not going to put the turn the APU on right now, because that's pointless. We don't need the APU at the moment. So we're going to jump right into our initial pre-flight procedures. All right, and these procedures are going to be accomplished in their entirety prior to every single flight on this aircraft. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is the IRS selectors. They need to be off for 30 seconds and then on. Well, they've been off the whole time, so they've certainly been off for 30 seconds. So you've got your left and your right IRS selectors here. You're just going to right click them one time each to the on position, and then that's it. You don't have to mess with them anymore. Okay, and then we're going to initialize our data in the CDU. So when we jump down here to the CDU, it looks a little different at first, but it's not. It's the same CDU you've always dealt with, but it's digital. So this is not it's not a physical keyboard like this, but instead it's all digital touchscreen, and you can actually change what's displayed on here. I can do my systems on here, I can go to info on here, checklists are on here, and so on and so forth, right? So other than that though, it's really the same CDU you're used to. So you can see we've got messages down here. We've got one, it says panel state loaded. Okay, so it keeps telling me that we loaded the panel state, and it told us that initially as well, that we loaded the cold and dark panel state, but then the systems all came on anyway. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, so we're going to go first to the IDEP page. Click on it. Now anytime there's something you can click on, it highlights. Now I don't know if there's a way to get rid of that, because to be perfectly honest with you, that looks a little crazy to me. But it does help figure out, you know, what you're actually pointing at sometimes. So either way, go to the IDEP page, verify that the model is correct, 787-8. You see it's got us on AIRAC cycle 1706, but we're supposed to be on 1710. So I'm still not sure why that is. You know, maybe I can copy and paste that file. I don't know, because I've already got the information in there. So I don't know why it's showing an outdated AIRAC cycle. It shouldn't be, because all of my Quality Wings nav data folders have the updated AIRAC cycle. So if somebody from Quality Wings happens to be watching this, maybe you could throw something down in the comments and let me know if I made a mistake somewhere, or I haven't dug through the forums to see if anybody else is having that problem. So verify engine rating is correct. I'm going to guess that it is, because I have no clue. So we are using the Rolls-Royce engine. I believe that is a Trent 1000, but to be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea. Verify nav database active range is current. Obviously it's not. That's not the current active range. There's nothing I can do about that right now, so we're just going to have to kind of suck it up on that. And then we go to the position initialization page. Now, there's a little note in here. You don't have to set the inertial position like you do typically in the Boeing aircraft. So I don't need to go to, you know, page 2 or whatever. I don't need to go over here and grab one of these GPS coordinates and then put it down here. It does it on its own. So basically, there's your first cough. The Quality Wing 787 gets the information from the flight sim, and it has constant communication with it. So you don't need to put that information in there. We can put our reference airport in there if we want to, and I say why not. So we're at Phoenix, so let's go ahead and put Phoenix in there, KPHX. You just type it in over here, puts it in the scratch pad, and then highlight that and click it, and there you go. It's got KPHX in there. We could put a gate in there, but anything that's got dashed lines is not a required entry. So we're not going to put the gate in there, because we're technically not at a gate. All right. Let's see. So now we need to verify some stuff. It says on any display select system. Okay, so I can select systems here, or I can select it here, or I can come up here. Let me get a view that's a little better for you, and I can select systems here, and I can do it on here. Okay, any one of those. I can do the CDU up here. That's what's really cool about the way this 787 is designed, is all of these are multi-function panels, right? All of these are have the ability to, you got your checklist up here, you got your comm panel up here, you got your CDU, info, nav, and of course nav display will be the one we primarily have up there. Okay, so for our purposes, we're going to do systems. Let's leave this one on CDU, and let's do our systems on this one over here. Okay, so hydraulic quantities do not display RF or OF. I don't know what RF or OF means, but the quantities don't display that, so we're good there. Liquid cooling quantities do not display RF or OF, and that's this little box right down here, and same thing, they don't display that, so we're good. Oxygen pressure is sufficient for flight. Well, I don't know what sufficient oxygen pressure is. I'm sure it's somewhere in the manuals, but I certainly didn't read that deep into them, so I'm going to assume that 1,950 pounds, which is what that should be, is sufficient for our flight. Now we need to verify the circuit breaker status. So on any display we would select systems, which we've already done. We select systems here. Okay, and then CB, okay, which is circuit breakers. That's this button right here. I may not need to highlight these because they highlight when I put my mouse over them, right? And then we want this button here, which is open or tripped circuit breakers, and there are none. If there were any opened or tripped circuit breakers, they should show up on here. Now, I don't know if any ever actually trip, but this is still part of the process, so let's just assume that maybe they do. In the real world, of course, they might, right? Alright, now we push the engine display switch. Okay, and this one threw me off a little bit, because I thought, well, go back to the system menu and push engine display, right? But there's no engine display on here. This isn't what it's actually talking about. So we're going to leave that on systems there. We're going to hop up here, and where's engine display? It's right here. Boom. So the engine display disappeared when I did that. So if it's not on, you need to click on it. Okay, so if you don't have the secondary engine display down here, just click on the engine button. And don't mind me if I'm looking around for things, because I've only gone through this a couple times. So, okay. Anyway, primary and secondary engine indication display existing conditions. Verify the engine oil quantity of 18 quarts minimum prior to engine start. Oil quantities down here, and we've got 21 quarts. So we're good to go on that. Alright, on the ICAS display, we're supposed to check that indications are normal. And basically what we're doing is we're checking these messages right here. Okay, and all of these are normal messages. We don't have engines running, so hydraulic pressure will be down. Flight deck door is not locked. Fuel pressure in left and right engine should be down. Window heat is off. TCAS is off. These are all normal.
flight level 280.
Descend to flight level 280, UPS 424.
Pues ya todo listo para la copia del kilo 2. Pues ya todo de plan de vuelo enviado del kilo 20. El kilo 08 no tengo la titularidad. Ok. seguridad 1201 con transporte 12, me repite por favor el transporte.
Capitán 1201 1201.
Ok, gracias.
$2,500.
Por ya sobre el código de seguridad lo mismo del transporte.
He confirmado última transmisión al destino 08.
Código de seguridad es el mismo del transporte.
Negativo, capitán. Es el mismo del transporte.
2,000.
American E7 Itachi via Echo Alpha Charlie 2 to gate 11. Please shoot down American 7.
$1,000.
Avianca 03 no autorizado a aterrizar pista 02. Aquí quedando en el 2.
$500.
American
400. $300. 100 above.
Member joined.
200. Minimum.
Torre, muy buenas tardes, November
100.
Juliet.
November México 37
50,
Juliet.
40,
Muy buenas tardes,
30,
Capitán Aragón.
20. Retard. 10, 5.
Buenas tardes, por su información a tipo Charlie a bordo
what it's telling us is what we shouldn't see is things like bottle half discharge engine or brake temperature message or anything like that. So if you hit the cancel recall button over here, okay, that clears everything off. If I hit it again, it pulls all the messages back up. That's recall, and then that's cancel, right? So I just cancel them out, get them out of there. And sometimes when there's more than one list of notifications on there, then you'll have to hit the button a couple times to clear them out. So we'll leave them off for now, and we're good to go. And now we're going to hop up to the overhead panel. This is where it starts to get fun. You're gonna find that this is like I just did a tutorial on the 777 yesterday, right? And then I got this aircraft today, and it's nearly identical. It's very simple. So if you watch that tutorial, you're going to find that you go through this pretty quick. Flight control. Now, one quick note there, I almost forgot. Unlike the 777, this one has a very good flow where you go just down the panels. I think it flows a lot better. But anyway, that being said, flight control surfaces panel needs to be set, and that's this one up here. And you can't do anything with either of these. You can't click them. They don't do anything. So those are set. Tail switch needs to be normal. That's this one here, and then the wing switch needs to be normal, which is this one here, and then the heading reference switch needs to be normal, and that's down here. Now this one you can do something with. You can't do anything with these, so they're going to be normal no matter what. But we come down to the heading reference switch, it needs to be normal, and it's a little hard to read. That's one thing that's a little disappointing, because I had to zoom out pretty far to be able to get the whole panel in the view here, and it's kind of hard to make out that that says normal. But it does in fact say normal, so we're good on that. Primary flight computers disconnect switch needs to have the guard closed, and the disconnect light needs to be extinguished. So this is the primary flight computers. This is the guard. Obviously it is closed. If you right click it, it opens. We don't want that, so right click it to close it. And then this light should be extinguished, which obviously it is. Moving to the electrical panel now, the battery. The battery should be on, and verify that the off light is extinguished. That's obvious. Now if the off light was there, you see where they say in op, fault, and off. That light would be on right there as well. So the off light is clearly extinguished. The IFE passenger seats power switch needs to be on. This was the one that was not in the 777 because we were flying a cargo version, and that's this guy right here, and it is on, and the off light needs to be extinguished. Same thing for the cabin utility power switch. That's the one right next to it. It needs to be on, and the off light extinguished. For the APU generator switches, they need to be on, and the off lights need to be extinguished, and they are. That's these two switches right here. And then generator control switches That's these four down here. They need to be on, and the off lights need to be illuminated, which they are. The off lights are all illuminated, and then the drive lights need to be illuminated on all of them as well, which they are. Then the APU selector is as required. We're not using the APU yet, so we're going to leave it off, but we want to verify that the fault light is extinguished, and this light right below it is the fault light. It is extinguished. The left wiper selector is in the off position, which it is right there, so we're good there. Excuse me. Ugh. And then the towing power panel lights need to be off, and you're like, well, where's that? That's up here. So see, the flow comes right back up to the top, and then we're going to work our way down this one as well. So towing power panel lights need to be off. Flight deck door power switch needs to be on, and it's not right now. It's in the off position, so we can click that one, turn it on, and then the off light will be extinguished. CCR reset switches need to have the guard closed. That's these two right here, and if you right click, the guard pops up. Right click it again to close it. They are closed. Emergency light switch needs to have the guard closed. That's this one here. And then the service interphone switch needs to be off, which is this one. And then there's a note here in red: do not push the passenger oxygen switch. The switch causes deployment of the passenger oxygen masks. That's this one here. And then the next thing we're supposed to check is that the passenger oxygen on light, it says guard closed. It says passenger oxygen on light, and then guard closed, but the guard's closed, but there's no light on there. And then but it very explicitly says not to push it, so I'm not going to push it. The window heat panel needs to be set next. So backup window heat switches are these two up top here, and they need to be on. And then the primary window heat switches, which are these four here, all need to be on as well. So if we click all four of those, they all come on, and then the inoperative lights need to go off, which they have. Another note here, it says do not push the ram air turbine switch. The switch causes deployment of the ram air turbine. And then of course the next check on here is to make sure that the ram air turbine unlocked light should be extinguished, which is this one here. So same thing, it's guarded. You could right click it to lift the guard, but obviously we don't want to click it because we don't want the ram air turbine to deploy. Now on to the hydraulic panel, which is right below that one. And the left and right engine primary pump switches both need to be on. So this is the primary left and the primary right, and they are both in the on position. Verify that the fault lights are illuminated. illuminated, which they are. Fault lights are illuminated on both. Center 1 and Center 2 electric pump selectors need to be off, and verify that the fault lights are illuminated, and that's these two here. Center 1, Center 2, both are in the off position and the fault lights are illuminated, so we're good on those. And then left and right electric demand pump selectors need to be off, and verify that the fault lights are illuminated. So demand pumps left is off, demand pump right is off, and the fault lights are illuminated. Seatbelt sign selector needs to be set. We'll put it to auto. And you're going to start getting your Captain Mac coughs here. And now the lighting panel. Overhead panel light control, it says to put in the mid position. Okay, that's this one here. It only has two positions, all the way on or all the way off. So I guess we can't put it in the mid position. Master brightness switch needs to be on. It's this one here, so we'll just right click it once. It says push on and off. Oh, there we go.
As we come up towards 5 minutes played. And Weigel looking forward. On to Gomez again. And Weigel, they just got a nudge in the back somewhat.
radar on 128.6.
128.6, American 921. Radar American 921 at flight level 370.
American 921, roger. Follow route file.
Continue on, American 921. Bogota, Avianca 90778 with you, passing flight level 380 for flight level 330.
90778, roger, send to flight level 330.
Send to flight level 330, Avianca 90778.
And then master brightness control as needed. So, sure, crank it all the way up. Why not? What's next? Glare shield panel light control needs to be in the mid position. That's this one here.
Bogota Center, UPS 424 with you at flight level 330.
424, roger.
here, and this one kind of goes in the, oh, excuse me, a little hiccup there. That one goes in the mid position, so we're good. Landing light switches all need to be off. That's these three, and they are. Oh my goodness. Ground test selector needs to be normal, which is all the way back up top here. Okay, so ground test selector back up top, it's in the normal position, so we're good to go on that. APU fire panel, we need to verify the APU bottle discharge light is extinguished and that the APU fire switch is in. Well, this is actually the APU fire panel here. You can't, it doesn't say anything. Now if I hit the test button though, see, there's APU. And there's the rest of the test. So we're good on that. And then the cargo fire pane, the arm switches need to be off. That's these two here. And verify the cargo fire discharge light is extinguished, which it is. That's this one here. Okay. And then that's it. Yeah. So you notice the lights lit up when I did the test. All right. So they're obviously extinguished now. So we're good on that. EEC mode switches need to be in normal. That's both of these here, and they're both in normal. So we're good. And then of course the start selectors both need to be in normal as well. That's left engine, right engine, both are in the normal position. Onto the fuel jettison panel, which is right below that, so it's a very nice flow here. It's a lot easier to find stuff. The fuel jettison nozzle switches need to be off. That's these two here. There's no lights. I'm assuming they're off. I'm not going to click them because I don't want to jettison fuel. It says verify the valve lights are extinguished. I don't see any lights on there, so I think we're good. The fuel to remain selector needs to be in, so you pull it to turn it on, and then you would adjust it to the amount of fuel that you want to remain. So it's in right now. We're not going to click it or anything to pull it on. And then the fuel jettison arm switch needs to be off, and verify the fault light is extinguished, and that's this switch right here. It is off, and there is no fault light on there. Down to the fuel panel, crossfeed switch needs to be off. That's the one in the middle. It is off, so we're good on that. And then the fuel pump switches need to be off as well, and verify the left aft pump pressure light is extinguished if the APU is on. It's not, so it should be off. Let's see, verify the other left and right pump pressure lights are illuminated, and verify the center pump pressure lights are extinguished. So all of these should be illuminated and these should be extinguished. Okay, and let's see, what else? Fuel balance switch should be off. That's this one right here. It is off, so we're good to go on that. Okay, we're not going to be doing any fuel balancing, so I'm not worried about that right now. Let's see, this is going through how to fuel balance, but I do want to do something with fuel real quick because we need to. I want to talk about how we do fuel in the aircraft, which is actually pretty simple. Now I already set it up, but I'm bringing this over here. This is your 787 dispatcher here, and you would have all of your different liveries here, and you'd select the one that
American Niner 21, descend to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240, American Niner 21. Say again, American Niner 21.
American Niner 21, descend to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240, American Niner 21.
Descend to flight level 240.
Descend to flight level 240, American 921.
American 921, descend to 16,000, QNH 1016.
Descend to 16,000, QNH 1016, American 921.
21, descended 1000, QNH 1016.
Descend 1000, QNH 1016, American 921.
1, descend to 1000.
Descend to 1000, American Niner 21.
American Niner 21, descend to 1000.
Descend to 1000, American Niner 21.
American Niner 21, descend to 9000.
Descend to 9000, American Niner 21.
American Niner 21, turn right, heading 270.
Right turn to heading 270, American Niner 21.
American Niner 21, descend to 9000. Contact approach on 119er.
Yes,
1.
Descend to 9000, 119er, decimal 1, American Niner 21. Approach, American Niner 21, passing 13000 for 9000, American Niner 21. Turn right, heading 205. Right turn to heading 205, American Niner 21. American Niner 21. Expect vectors to ILS, Yankee approach, runway 02. Turn right, heading 205. Vectors for ILS, Yankee approach, runway 02. Right turn to heading 205, American Niner 21. Right turn to heading 220, American 921. American 921. Turn right, heading 225. Right turn to heading 225, American 921. Request direct at Lima, Oscar Mike, India Mike, American 921. American 921. Clear direct at Lima, Oscar Mike, India Mike. Turn right, heading 220, descend to fix, doesn't continue asphalt. Descend to fix, doesn't clear ILS, Yankee, approach, runway 02. Clear direct Lima, Oscar Mike, India Mike. Right turn to heading 220, descend to 6 south. Continue on, descend to 6 south. Clear ILS, Yankee, approach, runway 02, American 921. American 921. Turn right, heading 265. Right turn to heading 265, American 921. turn to heading 320, American 921. American 921. Descend 6, south cleared final approach. Tower at the marker. Frequency is 118.1. Descend 6 south, cleared for final tower at the marker. 118.1. American 921. Tower, American 921. On final,
American 921. Slowed at final approach speed, QNH 1016. Clear to land, runway 02.
Reducing the final approach speed, QNH 1016. Cleared to land, runway 02, American 921.
Approaching 02.
100. Plus 100. Minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Contact ground on 121.9.
60 knots. 121. Decimal 9, American 921.
Manual brake.
4,000 feet remaining.
Ground American 921. Is clear of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
American 921, taxi via Alpha to Terminal 18 Delta 18.
By Alpha to Terminal 18 Delta 18 American 921.